Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism and welcome to the Planet Coaster 2 April Unlocked overview. We're going to take a look at the stuff they've been showing up for update number 5, dropping in May, and a little teaser for update number 6, dropping in June. So we're continuing with monthly free updates. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And to be honest with you, very similar to the February, March, and April ones. The more of the same, really, in just really sort of requested features, returning features from the first game. Nothing necessarily, in my opinion, to really write home about. Like, these aren't like DLC level changes to the game, but just really consistent, well done stuff that we have been asking for. Although I'll say it again, I'm kind of ready for a DLC. They've turned this around. They've fixed so many of the problems. They've really shown that they're willing to listen to feedback and implement it. Kind of happy to start giving them a little bit of money for some of the bigger stuff. Anyway, May then, we already had an inkling that sci-fi was coming back, but now it is confirmed to be returning as a theme from Planet Coaster 1. Definitely not my biggest choice for returning themes. I would definitely take fantasy or pirate over it. But saying that, with scalability, there is a lot of useful sci-fi stuff in there, cables and little widgets and what have you that are going to be very useful no matter what theme you're building in. And in the trailer we're seeing here, there's actually quite a bit that I don't recognize from the theme in Planet Coaster 1. That may be because I'm not really up on the theme, or they've just done a really good job of reusing the pieces here, or just with the scalability. But there's a lot of stuff here that looks new, as well as just a sort of bringing over from the first game, including these awesome like light up panels. I don't remember those. Oh, maybe there were panels, but they look like they're triggerable. I don't know. It's exciting stuff, and I'm actually kind of after seeing this trailer, I'm more excited for the theme returning than I was before. And then security guards, we knew they were coming. They've now shown them off how they work. They do seem to have a security guard sort of standing spot where they will sort of hang out until they're needed, very similar to how a lifeguard works. I imagine that's sort of part of the code has been moved across here for new security guards, so they can be strolling or they can have these stands that they sort of guard from. So they're the big sort of things, really, sci-fi theme and security guards. But honestly, for this one specifically, the little things are what's really making this update stand out for me. All of these tiny features that they mention lower down, for me personally, are way more game-changing than security guards and sci-fi. First of all, rock and glass color customization, absolutely fantastic. I feel like glass color should have been in when it came out, but whatever, sometimes this takes a little bit longer to do. Rock colorization is fantastic. Not only are both glass and rock recolorable, we actually get some new glass and rock pieces as well. Some new shaped rocks, which are going to be very useful, but the glass pieces, oh wowee, these are fantastic. There's triangles, there's hexagons, lots of different options here. These are going to be really fantastic if, like me, you like to do some like glass roofs, rotated roofs. That's all quite a tricky and really impossible thing to do with just the square pieces, but with these triangles we are actually going to be making really beautiful glass dome roofs. Really excited to get my hands on those. First thing I'm going to be doing is going in and updating a conservatory style restaurant that I'm currently working on for Meanderville, so very excited to see the update there for both glass and for rocks. Awesome. The rocks in the game do look really great, but sometimes you just want to tweak them a little bit, bring them down, make them a little bit more warmer, a little bit more cooler looking. Just rock customization in general is fantastic. We're going to continue to get Korea maps available in sandbox mode, part of the Act 3 of Korea. We're then getting some returning coasters with stock designs, both of the RMC models. I can't quite remember what they called them in the game, High Mountain or something like that. But basically they've dropped all the gears and lights off these, and they've got much more generic, modern looking designs that are much more simpler, so you can go and add your own scenery to them if you wish. I really like the idea of building like a racing RMC in Meanderville, and maybe have them themed up to like bulls or something, which we'll now be able to do much easier than with the original design. So very happy to see those. And then we have a returning ride as well, the Vector Return Mark II. in the older version of the roadmap, the May update actually said that we were getting the returning flat ride Trident, and I did point out in my video back then that that was probably just a mistake, and what we were actually getting was the newer model Vekoma Boomerang, which was called Trident in Game 1. This now being called Vector Return Mark II tells me that's exactly what it is. So it's that smoother fronted Vekoma Boomerang, which I kind of feel like is already in the game if you play around moving stuff around. I'm not sure. It's not really my area, but whatever. It's a free ride. I would like to see some new flat rides and coasters now, maybe some dark ride stuff as part of a DLC. I'd be quite happy to pay $10 for some stuff now, because of these updates have really sort of got the game to a point where I'm kind of happy to sort of financially support it, honestly. And then adjustments and enhancements, new wall and eave pieces for Western theme. That's fantastic. I'm hoping that means we get the scalable wall pieces that we have with the new Planet Coaster 2 base game wall sets, and then also there are just a few bits missing. I think like a couple of the roofs have only got the 2 meter and 4 meter and not the 1 meter or whatever, so hopefully they're just sort of plugging gaps there, which is great. They also showed off a real great set of new features for the pathing system. First of all, they showed an invisible path, which is similar to the natural paths from Planet Zoo, which is sort of like a plain path, just sort of keeps the ground texture from underneath it, but has these little wooden sort of pegs every now and again. They speak a little bit about how the pegs are there to kind of just show you where the path is, because sometimes you can get lost and the path disappears or whatever if it was completely invisible. But then they did the old Frontier switcheroo and showed us that actually that is still toggleable. In fact, all of the borders of the curbs are now toggleable, and you can make truly invisible paths, which is quite frankly fantastic. The road update just mentions curb toggle and circle path, which are two great features, but honestly, the fact that you can make all of this invisible now is fantastic, and it happens on the raised paths as well. Those huge, thick borders that sort of real plague us when we're trying to do more intricate builds with stairs or what have you. They're all going to be toggleable, and you can truly have now invisible paths. And they did mention that as part of this update to the system, they are looking at decreasing the collision sort of zone for paths and pools for people who want to do bridges over pools and have them a little bit more lower to the ground. Honestly, this section of the live stream just felt like we've watched Taggy's videos and we've tried to do everything he was annoyed about. And then ongoing stability and performance enhancements as well. And now we're taking our first look at the June update. They just keep moving on with these monthly updates. It's fantastic to see. The main features are going to be souvenir shops and on-ride photos. So souvenir shops, there is already a gift shop in Planet Zoo, which I imagine this will work similar to. Much how they implemented restaurants in the April update, I imagine souvenir shops will work here similar. There will be a counter that goes down to dictate the space as a souvenir shop, and then there's various different shelving racks and what have you that will fill up with stuff, and the guests will walk in, grab their things, buy them from the counter and leave. This was a very much requested feature from Planet Zoo, now making its way over into Planet Coaster 2, but to really sort of icing on the cake, there's going to be on-ride photos as well, and the photos will be sold at those souvenir shops. So what I'm assuming here then is hopefully we'll be able to place down a camera piece on track. I don't know how that's going to work, whether it'll just be like a scenery piece or whether the tracks themselves will have a button that you click to turn cameras on. I'm hoping there's something like that. I mean, we could just fake it, we could just place down a security camera or some art shapes to look like one or what have you, but it would be nice to actually have it built into the game. What I imagine will happen is that they'll just purchase a thing that says on-ride photo that sits in their inventory. I don't think you can necessarily see these as physical items. But similar to how like the pool passes work at the moment, or the priority passes for rides, it's just like a thing that exists in the guest's inventory. I imagine this will be similar, but I just love the idea of them being able to purchase an on-ride photo, and then we can use our screens or whatever else we've got to build out things that actually look like on-ride photo areas. But the fact that they're going to be sort of working in the game and that the guests in some way at least will care about them is very, very exciting. More career maps moving over into Sandbox, more stock coasters, and a returning ride, the Coriolis. This time there is a flat ride. It's a smaller flat ride with spinny things. It's based on a real-life ride called the Tornado, and it's one of the more useful flat rides because it's got that real sort of generic look that'll work right from like traveling fair right up to more installed in a theme park. So that's exciting stuff as well. It's not mentioned here on the roadmap, but at the end they did their little spoilery punny thing saying that it will be a fairy tale when the June update comes out, suggesting that we will get the fairy tale or fantasy theme returning as well. They did say that there was going to be a theme, and then they kind of sort of toyed about it being fairy tale. So very excited for that. In that case I don't really mind getting the sci-fi because only a month later we'll get fairy tale, and my goodness do I need those spires for so many different things I'm working on. So yeah, it's all really exciting stuff. What a great couple of updates on the way. Update number 5, the May update is going to be May 29th, and towards the end of May, we'll have another unlocked, which will most likely give us a date and some more information on the June one as well. I have been in the game. I've been playing quite a bit lately, actually. Just haven't quite got a video's worth ready for you yet. The day job has been excruciating over the last couple of months because of all of the tariffs. I'm not going to go into it too much here, but there's been big changes in our industry that we've had to really get on top of. So whilst I have been coming home and sort of winding down with some gameplay, I haven't had many hello yous in me, if that makes sense. But you should hopefully see content return to the channel soon as that sort of stuff is starting to settle into the new normal. It's not necessarily good now, but it's, we're working with it. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know what you are most excited about for the May update in the comments. Love you all to bits. Till the next one, be good.